Oh, I'm flossing. Tell little bitch get up. Hit it once and had a feeling nauseous.
Hey guys, JJ Buckets, welcome back to the channel. And today the tone is less happy, less excited than it usually is for this channel. And that's because of some major transpirings in the NBA. And if you're following, you already know. We're talking about Kevin Durant's injury in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Now, we're all but assured at this point that it's a torn Achilles, and KD's most likely gonna miss probably all of next season. I mean, you never know, but with the way that injury looked, where it just looked like something exploded in his leg, Kevin Durant is for sure done for this season. There's no way he's touching the court again. And he's very likely to sit out probably all of the regular season and probably most of the playoffs, if he is even in the playoffs with whatever team he's with next year. We'll get to that. But yeah, Kevin Durant's done. And just what frustrates me about this situation is you see the reports that claimed KD was nowhere near 100% when he came back for Game 5. So you know what, like, shame on the Warriors and shame on the media that like just rushed him back to NBA action before he was ready, because it cost this man probably a year of his career, if not more. It could potentially cost him even more than that. We'll get to it again, but it's just it's the worst kind of, I guess, peer pressure, media pressure, whatever you want to call it. And it frustrates me seeing situations like this, because I'm just thinking on the previous report that I got, you know, from the insider at Scotiabank that said KD was barely walking, he was constantly hobbled. And I was just, you know, thinking about that, and I remember thinking, like, I really doubt this guy even plays in the series. And basically they forced him out there before he was ready, and now you see the repercussions on that. I think it shows why players need to be selfish sometimes and prioritize themselves over the team. And I immediately think of the Kawhi Leonard situation with the Spurs, where Kawhi Leonard basically told the Spurs to go shove it when they wanted him to play, far before he was ready, when team doctors were clearing him and saying that, yeah, you can be out there on the court. It goes to show that, you know, these doctors and the team sometimes does not have your best interests in heart as a player. And this would have been one of those situations where I really wish Kevin Durant would have been selfish and just not come out and play. And yeah, this whole thing could have been prevented if that happened, but I'm not blaming Kevin Durant. I fully respect the fact that he wanted to go out there, he wanted to make an impact for his team, and the short time he was on the court, he definitely did make an impact for his team. Unfortunately, it's likely going to cost him an NBA season because of that. But hey, Kevin Durant, you're a warrior, no pun intended, and, you know, prayers up to you. I hope you have a great recovery. Shame on the Raptors fans that were in the arena that night that started cheering when he got injured. I don't think they fully realized the severity of the situation and everything, so on and so forth. But at the same time, I've just never been about cheering for a guy's injury. I think that's disgusting. Even if it's a player I absolutely hated, a player that was vilified, even a player that just had the kind of maybe reputation that Durant had amongst the NBA community, nobody deserves to have their injury cheered. So for whatever it's worth, on behalf of Raptors fans, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That was shitty. Wouldn't be the first time it's happened in NBA history. Probably won't be the last, but nonetheless, it's still just a really just unpleasant thing to see. But man, this injury, it's gonna have massive ripple effects on the NBA offseason and just everything going forward. There are some reports that would disagree, but this could cost Kevin Durant the massive payday that he was looking for this offseason. I understand that there still might be some teams desperate enough to go after Kevin Durant in this state and just be like, oh, it's Kevin Durant. We're willing to bank on the fact that he'll come back and he'll be the same player when he does. But at the same time, this is in the heat of the moment. You gotta remember that this is gonna still happen some time from now, and teams will have a chance to think this over. And just the Achilles injuries are like some of the worst that you can possibly get if you're an NBA player. I understand that we haven't gotten a full grasp on what DeMarcus Cousins is after his Achilles injury because he's playing with the Warriors, but he doesn't look the same. Many guys have come back from that Achilles just looking worse for wear. Like, I think of Kobe Bryant specifically off the top of my head. He never looked like the same player after that Achilles injury. Mind you, yeah, it was in the later stages of Kobe's career, so that's fair, but even still, it affected him. It definitely affected him. So there's a good chance that he's going to lose out on money for this injury. And I just think about, God, how many teams had their off seasons just kind of built around Kevin Durant at the helm of like their free agency plans, their plans to potentially build a super team. You know, the Knicks are obviously the very obvious one here that comes off the top of your head to think about. You know, Kevin Durant was supposed to be the head of a snake for a big three featuring, say, like AD and Kyrie, or even just a pairing featuring Kevin Durant and another superstar. You know, the Clippers probably had Kevin Durant at the top of their list for the offseason, and even teams like the Nets were probably thinking about going after Kevin Durant. Even teams like the Lakers probably had Kevin Durant somewhere pretty high on their offseason priorities. I'm not saying these teams would have had a great chance. I'm just saying, like, the amount of offseason plans that are going to be changed because of this Kevin Durant injury could be big. And I understand, again, the reports say that, oh, hey, teams are going to come after him anyways because he's Kevin Durant. Well, here's the thing. If you're going after Kevin Durant aggressively and you're going to throw a bag of money at him, you're throwing that with the conscious mind that he may never be the same player. You might be giving him a payday worth one of the 5 best players in the NBA, which he definitely is right now, not even up for debate. And you might get a guy that's maybe a top 10 player, maybe a top 15 player. You never know with these Achilles injuries. That's the point. It just leaves him as such a huge question mark for when he's coming back. This injury could realistically cut his prime shorter than it was supposed to be. You know, I think Kevin Durant still had at least a good 2-3 seasons for sure at the top of his game. Now, you don't know. And that's the big thing here. It's just this injury leaves the NBA offseason, you know, and Kevin Durant's career, unfortunately, with more questions than there are answers. So with that being said, you got to ask yourself, could he possibly pick up his player option with the Warriors and just wait one more year to hit free agency? You know, he does have a good option with the Warriors that I believe is going to end up paying him like somewhere in the $30 million range. So he could very well just pick that up, take the assured payday, and hit the market the season after, which, like, if I were in his shoes, which are some really big shoes, but if I were in his shoes, that's probably what I would do. But at the same time, I don't know, if you get a guaranteed deal from a desperate team like, you know, the Knicks, you might take that. You might still take that if it's a good enough offer on the board. But who knows? Who knows what's going through Kevin Durant's mind right now? We just know that this event was genuinely like cataclysmic in terms of how huge it was for the NBA. It's a top 5 player. It's a top 3, arguably best player in the game, getting injured with probably one of the worst injuries you can suffer if you're a basketball player. And it's so unfortunate. But hey, if I'm gonna be a half glass full kind of guy for a little bit, Kevin Durant, wherever you are, I hope that recovery goes so damn well that you come back and you play like the top 3 player that we know you are, like the potential best player in the game that we know you can be. Other than that, guys, I think that wraps it up for me today. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the Kevin Durant injury that's transpired? Leave them below in the comments section. You know, hit a like if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, And other than that, guys, I am out.